Hi, hello everyone. How are you? Can you see me well there? Let me see who's in the chat here. Is the light good enough? Yeah, I think so. All right. It looks like, yeah, there was some echo, but I think there's still some echo happening here. I don't know why. Can you hear any echo over there too? Great sound. And right? Okay. Yeah, just fix the problem now. Okay, so everything's all right. All right, I can see there's more people. So there are some more people over there too. So we have one. Who else is there? I can see there's about 9 people here that were waiting before. Who else is there? Can you type something to say? So I want to know who's there waiting. Who are these? Leticia, you're there too. Hi. So nice to see you here. Great. And I guess Addison is here too, or who else? Like Hugo. I think Hugo is there too, right? All right. Can you hear me well? Can you guys hear me well? Yes, you can. Okay, great. Okay, so let's start. Let's start. Our class today is going to be about jobs and career. Hi, Edson. Hi, how's it going? Our class today is going to be about jobs and careers. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and show you the presentation, and you can participate. Right. So I'll ask you questions, and then you can answer the questions. If there's anything you can't understand, just let me know. You can type in the chat if there's anything you don't understand so that I can explain it another way or can probably translate into Portuguese if it's necessary. Okay. And so let me screen share this first here. So I'm going to screen share entire screen here. All right. So you can probably see it in here. And this is the today's topic. Jobs and careers. So that's it, jobs and careers. What is the difference between a job and a career? Have you thought about it? I'm sure you know it in Portuguese, but it's actually the same idea that a job is something that is some kind of work that you get paid to do, but a career is something for a longer period of time. So a career, when we're talking about a career, we're usually talking about several years of experience in a certain field. So you want to continue doing that job for several years. So this is your career path, right? Career going to the future. Uh, so let's start by the basic vocabulary here. What jobs do you know in English? What jobs do you know in English? You can probably type in the chat there. Any jobs you know in English? A model, right? It's a very uh it's a job a lot of people consider doing nowadays. Makeup artist, yeah, great. Makeup artist. And models, right. Let's take a look at some of them here. This one, what do you think his job is here? Hairstylist, teacher, very good. This man in the picture here. Here we have a business person, right? We'll see the words after. Okay, let me just show you the pictures first. This is a business person, probably a business person. How about this one here? This one, that's what I call a chef, right? Or a cook, right? Probably a chef here. And here we have this funny nurse, right? This nurse here, I think, I'm always scared of her when I see that picture. Like she looks pretty scary, right? this nurse over there, right? So the first question is, what jobs have the highest salaries? What jobs have the highest salaries, right? Salaries. And when you have the word highest here, so I'm going to explain this to you here briefly here on the Word document. So you know the word high. Let me just increase the size so you can see better here. Let me see number, I think probably 24, 26. I think I have, yeah, I think you can probably see better now. High, right? So high, it means in Portuguese, significa alto, okay? Alto, high, right? And, Elon Musk, right here. Just saw something there in the chat. Hi. And when we want to say that it's the top, right? The top salary. So the highest, it's the highest. It means here, em português significa o mais alto. So that's the highest, okay? The highest, the one on the top here. If you're comparing, then you're going to say higher, 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 right? So higher than is a comparative. Comparative. You're comparing two things, and you say higher than. If you're not comparing, then it's called the superlative. Superlative. So the superlative here is the highest. So in the superlative, we add the words, we add the letters est after the word. When it's a short word, okay, pay attention to this here. Here we're talking about a short word, right? So high is a very short word to add est, the highest, okay? Just one syllable, like one, two syllables you add here, est. And we're comparing you at higher than. So, for example, in the question, we're talking about the superlative, which is what is the highest salary in the world? Right? In the world, what is the highest salary in the world? But if you were comparing, you would say, for example, has uh, an engineer's salary. Let me write like this: an engineer's salary is higher than a nurse's. Uh, okay, so here we're comparing, all right? So in the first one, we have the highest. So here, it's the top one, okay, the highest. What is the highest salary in the world, right? Qual é o salário mais alto do mundo? What's the highest salary in the world? The second one, it's a comparative. Is higher, and we're comparing two things here. We're comparing two salaries, right? So we're saying that an engineer's salary is higher than a nurse's salary, usually, right? Not always, but probably usually. That's the way it is, right? So superlative, the highest, comparative is higher than. Now let's continue taking a look back here into the our presentation here. So the first question was, what jobs have the highest salaries, right? And some people are saying here, Elon Musk absolutely has the highest salary. Somebody here said the Illuminati. All right. Okay, they have the highest salaries. All right. And the second question is, which ones are the most stable full-time jobs, right? So now the most stable. Em português, stable significa algo que não muda muito, algo que é seguro, que é estável. Stable, estável. The most stable, right? So stable. Full time significa período integral, período inteiro. So full time, right? So stable, full time jobs. And here, instead of using est, we are using the most because stable is a longer word here, right? So for some words, we're not going to add est, we're just going to add the word the most to create the superlative. So the most stable full-time jobs, right? So this is a very long word here, right? So the most, so we say the most stable, right? Another example, the most intelligent, intelligent, for example. This is a very good example of a long word, right? The three-syllable word, right? So when we're talking about adjectives, they're very long, they're not so short. Then we use the word the most, right? So use the most to create the superlative, superlative. So superlative with longer words, we use the most, right? So for the word stable, for the word intelligent, for certain words, we use the most. Uh, so another word here, talking about vocabulary, we talked about stable, right? Stable. We talked about full time, and we also have the word time, right? We usually use the word to talk about jobs, right? A full time job is a job that you work. Usually, you work 8 hours a day. It could be more, it could be a little bit less. Usually, 8 hours a day is a full time job, and the part time job would be half of this time, right? So it would be 4 hours a day. It's considered to be a part time job, right? Because you work only half of the day, not the entire day, right? Not the whole day, only half of the day. So full time and part time. You can practice the pronunciation there too, okay? So let's practice the pronunciation of the questions. You can repeat after me here. So let's get back to them again. Uh, the third question is which ones are the best freelance part time jobs, right? The freelance part time jobs, right? Those jobs that you do only a few hours a day, right? Or maybe not even every day, just sometimes. Uh, so pronunciation here we have highest. Okay, if you can, just repeat after me there. Highest, right? And the question is, what jobs have the highest salaries? What jobs have the highest salaries? And number two, which ones are the most stable full-time jobs? Okay, which ones are the most stable full-time jobs? I'm going to drink some water here. So it helps improve my throat. The third one, which ones are the best freelance part-time jobs? Okay, so repeat after me there. Which ones are the best freelance part-time jobs? All right. And if you were having this class, actually talking, having an online class together, and you could talk, we would discuss these things. But since it's a live class, you guys can only type there, so we won't be able to discuss this verbally. Okay, but it's very good for you to improve your vocabulary, increase your vocabulary, and improve your grammar and your pronunciation. So this class is great for grammar, pronunciation, and vocabulary. What are their jobs? So here we have other questions you could ask. Right? For example, this one here. What is his job? Okay, I'm asking here about only one person. When you're talking about one person, and if this person is a man, then you're talking about his. Okay, so his. When you're talking about a man or a boy, for example. If you're talking about a woman or a girl, then you're going to say her, right? For a woman, you're talking about a woman or a girl, right? So his for men, her for women, right? And pay attention to the pronunciation here. Here we say his, okay, his, not he's, okay, it's his. Very short e here, his. And here we say her, her pronunciation here. It's her, okay, her. Be careful not to say hair, okay? Hair is this here. Hair é cabelo. Hair is in this case we were talking about her. All right. So here we have let's get back to this man. What are their jobs? So here we're talking about their jobs, the men and the women, everybody here. So you guys know this is a doctor, right? So here we have a doctor. Now, how about her job? Okay. So about his job. Now we're going to talk about her job, this woman's job. What is her job? What is her job? She's a nurse, right? We talked about that before. Nurse. Okay, pronunciation nurse. How about this man? What is his job? What is his job? Anybody? Do you remember? If you remember, just type there in the chat. What's his job? What does he do? What's his job? Anybody? Silvio, I think you know it. Silvio, what is it? Juan, Edson, Leticia, what is his job? All right, that's a business person. Okay, business person. I could also call this job as a businessman if it's a man, or a businesswoman if it's a woman. And business person is just a neutral term for everybody. So business person. How about this woman? What do you think her job is? What is her job? What's her job? Here we have lawyer, right? Lawyer, advogado, lawyer, right? She's a lawyer. Yeah. So lawyer is used for both, for men and for women. All right. Pronunciation here, lawyer, lawyer. Okay. Don't say lawyer or anything like that. The pronunciation is lawyer. This A sounds like oh, oh, okay. So lawyer, lawyer. And how about this man? What is his job? Here we have police officer, right? Police officer. Pronunciation here, police. Okay, the stress syllable is the one in the middle here. Police, police officer, right? Police officer, policeman too. Yeah, that's it. Too. So you can call this position here, this job as a police officer or a policeman. Okay, policeman. If it's a woman, it's a policewoman, right? Police officer or policeman. Now we have a receptionist. All right, receptionist. Pronunciation receptionist. So she answers phone calls, right? She answers emails from clients, from customers. So she's a receptionist. Now we have more here. How about this man? What does he do? What's his job? So we know he works with some sort of construction, right? So he's an architect. Architect. So he draws how houses and buildings are going to be, right? So he's the architect here. Architect. The CH sounds like K, right? So architect, architect, architect. Okay. Oh my God. Hey Angela, how are you? Wow, looks like everybody's there tonight. And this man here, what is his job? His job is connected to this man's job. He's not an architect, but he's in charge. Hey, thank you. Yeah, right. So he's an engineer, engineer, right? Architect and engineer. Pay attention to the sound here. This E, it's a short E, okay? So we don't say ng, no, we say ng, ng, right? So engineer. This is a longer sound here at the end. So engineer. Right? If you can just repeat after me, engineer, engineer, right? The next one, we have a reporter. In American English, reporter, reporter. In British English, reporter, reporter. In British English. In American English, reporter, reporter. Next one, we have a waiter, right? A waiter. In American English, waiter. In British English, they say waiter, waiter. All right. So waiter, a waiter works in a restaurant, right? In a restaurant. And here we have another person who also works in a restaurant. And here we have the chef, right? So he's the chef, the person who's in charge of cooking, right? He's in charge of cooking in the kitchen, the chef. Next one, taxi driver, right? Taxi driver. Okay. So taxi pronunciation here, taxi driver. Now let's have a little speaking activity over here. Where do they work? Okay, so we're talking about their jobs, right? Now we're going to talk about the places where they work. Os lugares onde eles trabalham. Onde eles trabalham? Where do they work? That's the question. Where do they work? Right? So the taxi driver, for example, he works in the streets, driving his car, his taxi in the streets. The chef works in a restaurant, all right, and so on. So where do they work? What places do they work? The second question, what do they do there? What do they do there? O que eles fazem lá? What do they do there? Okay, this first do is to indicate it's a question. This second do is the verb. Ok? Então, o verbo fazer é esse segundo aqui. Do, fazer, do. Esse primeiro é só para dizer que é uma pergunta. What do they do there? So they, for example, the taxi driver, he drives, right? The chef, he cooks, all right? And the waiter, for example, the waiter, he serves people in the restaurant, right? Serves people in the restaurant. Let's take a look at the third question. What is the most difficult job and why? Now, you could answer this one, right? What do you guys think? What is the most difficult job? You can type there in the chat. Which one do you think is the most difficult job? Qual é o emprego, a profissão mais difícil? What is the most difficult job? Any ideas? It could be a job from this lesson or a job, any other kind of job. You know, it's up to you. Anybody? Any ideas? No, nobody. I know it takes some time for you to type. Okay, I'll see your answer later. Let's go to the fourth one, the fourth question here. Which one is the easiest job? The easiest job and why? Which one is the easiest job? You know the word easy, right? The word easy. Hey, Hugo, nice to see you there, doctor. Yeah, I think doctors have a very difficult job, especially if he or she does surgery, right? If they're surgeons, yeah. Which one is the easiest job? So the word easy, it means fácil. Easy means fácil. Here, the easiest, it means o mais fácil. The easiest, o mais fácil. The easiest. Okay, it's a short word, like one syllable word. So we add est, right? So which one is the easiest job? Yeah, how about the easiest job? The most difficult would be doctor, according to you, and the easiest one. What do you think it is? The easiest job. I think it's difficult to say, right? Yeah, the easiest job. Let's see the next question. Number five. Which job pays the highest salary? Right? Which job pays the highest salary? Qual emprego que paga o salário mais alto? Which job pays the highest salary? So you guys mentioned before Elon Musk's job, right? And okay, but actually Elon Musk, he doesn't have a job. He's a business person. He's a businessman, right? Ship pilot. Okay, the ship pilot has the highest salary. All right, yeah. Um, okay, so be careful not to get confused in here, right? So people like Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, these people, they don't have a job. They have a company, right? They run a company, so they're business people, right? So people have jobs. They usually receive a salary, right? They receive a salary. So which jobs pay the highest salary? Now the next one is which one pays the lowest salary? Okay. So number five, o quinto é qual emprego paga o salário mais alto e o sexto, qual emprego paga o salário mais baixo? Which one pays the lowest? Okay, the word low, Low, it means baixo. Lowest, the lowest, it means o mais baixo, right? So which one pays the lowest salary? Any ideas? The lowest salary. There are many jobs that pay very low salary, unfortunately, right? So lowest salary. The next question. Which of these ones is your favorite job and why? So which of these ones here, it means these jobs, okay? In this question here, it means these jobs. Which of these ones is your favorite job and why? Your favorite job. Why? So if you were in a class like together here, and if you guys could talk, we'll discuss these questions here together. But let's move on to the next one. Now we're going to talk about a dialogue, okay? And the question here says, "How about you?" Okay, pronunciation here, how? Okay, how about you? And if you don't know this expression, you probably know the word how, the word now, the word how. Em português, how significa como, about, sobre, você. Sendo que aqui é uma expressão que significa e você? E quanto a você? How about you? How about you? Right? What do you think? What do you do? So let's pay attention to this dialogue over here. What do you do? O que você faz? What do you do? Okay, imagine they're talking to each other here. What do you do? And the other girl, she answers, I'm a receptionist. I'm a receptionist. The next question, she asks, what do you have to do every day? What do you have to do every day? O que você tem que fazer todos os dias? What do you have to do every day? And then she's going to answer, I have to answer phone calls, okay? Answer phone calls and greet our customers. Answer phone calls and greet our customers. So eu tenho que atender, answer here, okay? It means to pick up the phone, okay? So answer phone calls, é atender chamadas de telefone. And greet our customers. E receber os nossos clientes. Greet our customers, okay? Say hello, shake their hands, right? So greet our customers. Pronunciation here, greet, okay? Repeat after me here. Greet, greet. Greet our customers. Customers. There's another word you could say clients too, okay? So you can say customers or clients. Customers or clients. Then she asks another question. How often do you work, right? How often do you work? Another expression to ask about frequency, right? When somebody asks you, how often do you do something? This person means, uh, do you do it once a week? Do you do it twice a week? Do you do it 3 times a week? Do you do it 4 times a week? So how often do you work? And she replies, 4 days a week. Okay, so she works 4 times a week, 4 days a week. And then her friend asks, when are your days off? Okay, another very important word here in English, very important term here. Day off. A day off is a day that you do not work. You do not work on this day. And we call this day a day off. Okay, day off. So when are your days off? And then she says, oops, sorry, I just made a mistake here. So Fridays, right? Fridays, there's an extra Y here. Okay, Fridays. Saturdays, so let's get back here. Fridays, her days off, okay? Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So she does not work on these 3 days, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Right? And then she asks, what about you? What do you do? Right? What about you? Before we saw here on the top, how about you? How about you? Quanto a você? How about you? Now we have the question, what about you? It's the same thing. It has the same meaning, the same idea. Aqui é a mesma expressão. Aliás, são expressões diferentes, mas com o mesmo significado. E quanto a você? Você pode falar, what about you? Or you can also say, how about you? How about you? What about you? What do you do? O que você faz? What do you do? What do you do? So that's the conversation they have about their jobs. Let's do some practice here. So this is the kind of practice we could do if we're having an online class together, right? So the question would be, what's your job? Another common question, what do you have to do every day? O que você tem que fazer todos os dias? What do you have to do every day? Number three, how often do you go to work? Com que frequência você vai ao trabalho? How often do you go to work? Right? So always remember here, how often. The pronunciation here, how often. How often. Okay, how often pronunciation do you go to work? Another common question, when are your days off? Okay, which days you do not work? Which days you don't work? Right? When are your days off? Right? When are your days off? Or it could be, what are your days off? They're both okay, right? Quais são seus dias de folga? Quando são seus dias de folga? Okay, when, here, when, quando, when are your days off? All right. Speaking here, so we're coming close to the end of this class. What is the most common job in the world? What do you think? What's the most common job? The whole world. Any ideas? I'll let you guys type there. What do you think it is? The most common. Ou seja, o emprego mais comum, ok? The most common, o mais comum. What is the most common job in the world? Most common job. Any ideas? No ideas. Okay, you can. I'll go to the second one. You can still reply, okay? If I'm too fast, don't worry. You can still type your answer here. I'll see you later. I'll see you later here. The second question: which is the weirdest one? The weirdest one here. The word weird here, weird, it means strange. Okay, something strange. We can also say it's weird. Okay, weird, estranho, esquisito. So which one is the weirdest? O mais esquisito. Which one is the weirdest one? The weirdest job. And the third one, which is the most dangerous one? The most dangerous one. Qual que é o emprego mais perigoso? The most dangerous. Dangerous one. So which one? Any ideas, guys? The most dangerous job. Which one is it? No idea so far. Most dangerous. Probably a firefighter, for example, right? They have to put up fires. It's pretty dangerous. Divers. Yeah, they have some dangerous jobs too. And the last question is, which is the easiest one? We talked about that one before too. Which one, which job, which one, which is the easiest one, the easiest job, right? Uh, interesting, cool, different, and unique. Interesting, cool, different, and unique. These are very important words to talk about anything, right? Interesting, interessante, cool, legal, different, unique, único, que não tem igual, unique, right? Unique. Let's take a look at some different kinds of jobs here. He's an actor, right? So that's a different kind of job. He's an actor. This person here, he's a movie director, right? It's a pretty cool job, like kind of unique job too, right? Movie director. We have a lifeguard. Lifeguard, somehow a bit dangerous of a job too, but these are not common jobs, okay? Not common. Lifeguard, so different kind of job. A writer, right? A writer. What do you think about a writer? I mean, is it an interesting job, a cool job? Writer. We have scientists, right? Another different kind of job too. Scientist. And diver, mergulhador, diver, okay? Diver. Diver. Moving on. Pilot, right? Other different kinds of jobs here. Pilot, right? Those who fly airplanes, okay? So they're pilots. We have artists here too. We have an artist over here. And we have this one. Oh, I don't know if you know this one in English. What is it? What job is this one here? It's a very unique job, this one. Very different kind of job, right? So we call it grave digger. Okay, grave digger. It's the person who works in a cemetery. Okay, a person who works in a cemetery, digging in a cemetery, repairing graves and stuff, right? Very important job in the cemetery. He's a grave digger. Okay, so grave significa a cova, né? Grave digger is the person who digs. Okay, a pessoa que cava. Então, literalmente, grave digger. So, grave digger. They work in a cemetery. So it's a very different kind of job, very unique job. Right? We also have a different one here, soldier, right? Soldier. So they participate in wars, right? Soldier, very dangerous job too. We have astronaut. I think astronaut's a very cool job, very interesting, very cool job. Pronunciation here, astronaut, astronaut, astronaut. And we have this one here, pretty dangerous job, very dangerous job here. It's called the skyscraper window cleaner, right? So skyscraper, em português, skyscraper é arranha-céu, aqueles prédios muito altos, né? Arranha-céu. Skyscraper, right? Literalmente significa arranhador de céu, né? Skyscraper, right? And window cleaner because they clean the windows, right? So they clean the windows. So they're window cleaner, but they work outside of those buildings, right? Skyscraper window cleaner. Um, Speaking now, let's ask questions about these jobs here. What is the most dangerous job in the world now? From these ones that we just talked about here, which one do you think is the most dangerous job? Is it the skyscraper window cleaner? Is it the astronaut? Right? Astronaut you just saw, or another one? Is it the lifeguard? Which one do you think is the most dangerous job? The second one, what is the most unique job in the world? Right? The most unique job, like astronaut, I don't know, like artist, which one? The third question, which one is the weirdest job? Okay, the weirdest job. Fourth one, which job do you think is the most fun? Here we have a different kind of question here. Which job do you think is the most fun? Qual emprego você acha que é o mais divertido? Which job do you think is the most fun? Okay, practice your pronunciation there too if you don't know this. Which job do you think is the most fun? Right, the most fun. Which job do you think is the most interesting and why? Okay, so probably actor, the most interesting, the most fun actor. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, being an actor is pretty fun. I've been an actor before. I can tell. Yeah, I've been an amateur actor, but I've been an actor before. Interesting. Why? Okay, we have a little discussion, but this is the we're getting close to the end of the class. Okay, this is the kind of discussion we're not going to have now because this is a discussion we have to do in an opportunity that you guys can talk. Okay, what makes an interesting job? What's the connection between childhood and career? Childhood here is infância, ok? Qual é a conexão que existe entre a infância e a career? This is a very interesting discussion we could have in another opportunity. Right? What's the connection between childhood and career? Number three, is it important for children to play and why? Okay. Princípio pode até parecer at first, it may seem that is irrelevant, but this question is actually very important to be discussed when you're talking about careers. Okay, because children they need to play, and there are many reasons why. Okay, so in another discussion we can talk about it. Number four, what things can parents do to encourage their children's curiosity, imagination, right? And number five, what can adults do to find their ideal jobs, right? How about adults too? O que que os adultos podem fazer para os empregos ideais deles, né? Seus empregos ideais. What can adults do to find their ideal jobs? We also have some real life stories. Okay, that's like the end. This is the last slide. Okay, um, these these are real life stories of people who actually uh, uh, discovered their careers, this stuff, discovered themselves when they were already adults. Like this woman, for example, Julia Child. She was about 35 years old when she realized that she wanted to be a chef. And she was American, but she moved to France, and she became a very famous chef in the United States. Right? Um, Here we have some pictures about her career here as a chef, and we have this person here. Her name is Rosa Ramalho. In Portuguese, é Rosa Ramalho. Rosa Ramalho. She was from Portugal, right? Ela era portuguesa. She was from Portugal, and she found out about her career when she was over 70. Ela já tinha mais de 70 anos de idade quando ela descobriu qual a carreira que ela queria seguir. Muito interessante a história da vida dela. Rosa Ramalho, right? And she became an artist, right? So here you can see some of her sculptures, right here. Algumas das esculturas dela, sculptures. She became very famous. She became very, very famous when she was already over 70 and even 80 years old, right? So that's pretty much it. What have you learned today, guys? So I'll give you a few seconds. You can type here in the chat. What are the new words or the new grammar points that you learned today? O que você aprendeu hoje? Type there, escreve aí embaixo. O que você aprendeu hoje? Type there. Type down there in the chat. Maybe a new word, maybe something new in grammar, maybe something new about pronunciation, maybe a new term. So what have you learned today? The grammar about superlatives and comparatives, maybe some jobs that you didn't know before in English. You knew them in your first language, but you didn't know them in English. So you can type there in the chat. Buddy, Juan, Angela, Hugo, Leticia. What new words did you learn today in this class? Okay, so let's move. While you guys are not typing there, okay, while the messages are coming, I'll move to the next slide. If you don't have any questions, yeah, I have another one here. Do you have any questions? Anybody? Do you have any questions? Okay, anything? If you don't have any questions, then I'll see you guys. I'll see you next class. Okay. Thank you very much for participating in this class. It was really cool, right? I really enjoyed it too, especially to see you guys interaction there in the chat. And I'll let you know about the next opportunity, our next class, and see you next time.